I go around and I go around and I go around, I go around. I'm always out, I am always out, I am always out, I'm always out. I keep running so I don't have to go.
So we're gonna do a little video concept today that I've never done before. I really wanted to just like sit down and like see how my life is going and like how do I want to change it? How do I just want to like be better and like become the vision of myself that like I want to like see myself as. So throughout the video today, we're gonna like I'm basically taking you like step by step on how I'm like building habits, changing small things every single week, and then kind of like fitting it all into a bigger picture. Because obviously if you want to change something, it's not just like you can flip a switch and like you're a completely different person. Like no, it doesn't work like that. It takes time to build habit. Like it takes time to just like get your body used to doing things a certain way. So if you want to see my little like process, stay tuned. It's going to be like a very vlog style type thing. Like sometimes we see what I'm doing the entire week, other times it's like weekly recaps. Yeah, it's completely different. So I did want to like hop on to explain it a little bit more before we get into it. Also, if you're new here, my name is Mila. I make everything from college, lifestyle, and bookish type content. If that sounds fun, definitely hit the subscribe button down below and leave a thumbs up. I don't normally film videos like that, but I actually really liked doing this. I don't know what other concepts I can do. If you have ideas, let me know down below if you want to see more things like this. I basically just like sat down and I was like, we're like summer, where do I want to be at the end of the year? It kind of like played in my head a couple of times. I was like, do I want this to be a 1 month long thing? Do I want it to be 3 months? But then I figured, no, we're going to have it a 6 month thing. And we're really going to see what happened throughout this year. So I'm not going to talk about that like much right now. It's going to be towards the end of this video when I reflect on like everything that happened. But yeah, so every single week we're changing one little thing and we're building up to the final project. The final product, which is the person who I'm going to be starting the year of 2025 as. So grab a snack, grab a drink, sit down, relax, and let's get into how I changed my life in however many days I decide to title this video. When I sat down and like thought of like the concept for this video, I was like thinking, what is the first thing that's easiest to change? You know, I didn't want to like start going full on like workout mode, go crazy, because I was like, that is not something I can maintain. I feel like I need like a little baby step to get inside. No, to get into it. So I think that like the easiest thing is because I did want to become like more mindful. There was a point in my life when I was meditating a lot, but I kind of lost that. I have a gratitude journal that I bought. I was like religiously using it and then I stopped. So I'm like, why do you stop, you know? And I do have a lot of like nonfiction books that I did want to like, you know, I wanted to read them, but I feel like I always like gravitate towards fiction. So I was like, I kind of see a little like combo pattern, you know? So I was like thinking the easiest way is just to kind of like basically carve out maybe 20 minutes of my day before going to bed in the morning when I wake up, which I feel like is something very possible, and just do a little like 10-ish minute meditation. Then for the next 10 minutes, I read a bit of my like self-help book and I do my gratitude journal. Because like the gratitude journal, honestly, I did feel a difference when I was doing it. I did feel like so much better. Yeah, I was like, no, we're not going full in like body. We're doing like mind. Because like body, it's like, no, I need to baby steps, baby steps. So we're gonna be starting tomorrow morning. It's not like, what time is it? It's not like, I mean, okay, it's like 1:30, so it's like kind of late. I would have liked to start this video off in like a better time, but it's okay. There's no time like the president. Like the presidents, like the present. Oh my god. I'll see you tomorrow for a full week of like meditations, reading nonfiction books, and I'm doing my gratitude journal. the camera's already on, I want to take advantage of this to like kind of like tell you guys the next step in this little journey. So this past week it was very focused on like mind and spirituality. There's a few more things I do want to integrate from mind and spirituality, but I feel like I kind of want to move on to like body. I'm gonna start working out this week. I know that going back to the gym is gonna be like really hard, so I'm not gonna like pressure myself to go if I'm like in pain, because I know like I'm gonna be in pain. I'm gonna try to go minimum twice this week so I can also like give myself time to like heal properly. I feel like, is this out of frame? Yeah, like I'm gonna go 2 times a week to give myself time to heal. But I bought myself a walking pad, and if I don't go to the gym that day, I will walk for, I'm undecided yet, between 30 minutes to an hour, but there's gonna be some form of physical activity every day. Like even if I'm going outside walking with my friends for the entire day, like I'm still gonna do my walking pad, because in my head that's a workout. Like minimum 30 minutes of exercise every single day. When I go to the gym, it roughly takes an hour. That's why I'm like considering doing the walking pad for an hour. I don't know yet, but we're gonna do a little workout every single day, and I do really want to like force myself to start drinking more water. So I'm gonna be like, I have it's behind my camera, I don't have it right now, but there's this like marble water bottle that I literally always have. I think it holds like 700 milliliters. I want to drink like 2 liters of water per day, meaning that I would need to finish 3 of those. Yes, 3 of those per day minimum. Incorporating habits that kind of like go with each other makes a lot of sense. My nonfiction books with my gratitude journal, my meditation, that all makes sense together. Yes, it's 3 things, but it makes sense together. And like working out and drinking water, it makes sense, it goes together. Yeah, so that's the plan for this week. Gonna go to bed because it's kind of late, but I'll see you guys tomorrow, and we'll see if we started with the gym or if we started with the walking pad. Okay, so I kind of like did not follow what I said I was gonna do, so I decided I'm not gonna like force myself to go to the gym. It was either like a gym, just like walking outside, or like a walking pad, you know? I wanted to do some sort of physical activity. I had my Apple Watch on for the entire week. I'd show you on my Apple Watch, but it's charging right now. So I'm just gonna go over the, I guess like circles on my phone. Don't wanna deal with my camera like not picking up what's on my phone. So I'm just gonna pop the pictures over here when I edit. So Monday we did really, oh, by the way, my stats, well, like what I had in mind was that it's 500 calories, 60 minutes of physical activity, and then 11 hours of standing, which I feel like very fair, very typical. So as you can see, Monday, we did great. We surpassed all of them. Same thing for Tuesday, same thing for Wednesday, same thing for Thursday. Well, Thursday we're like 1 minute short of the workout. I did go to my friend's house and I slept over. So that's why, as you can see here, Friday was an absolute mess because we had gone to bed at like 6 a.m. It was a little messy. Like the only reason why my activity is like so much is because I did go see a friend after. Like we walked a little bit, but we didn't do like exercise. So there's that. But then here you can see Saturday we did amazing, and then Sunday we also did amazing. So super proud of myself. The thing that I want to focus on this week is my sleep. I'm currently filming this on a Sunday night. It's very close to 1, like it's it's, how do I call this time? It's like 55 minutes after midnight, I guess, because you can't say it's like midnight 55, you can't say it's 0:55, so just like 55 minutes after midnight. My goal is to be going to bed at 1 and waking up at 8, so it's 7 hours. I'm not gonna like give a talking update for the entire week. I'll just kind of like what I did for the meditation. I'm gonna like just show you guys the time that I go to bed and wake up every single day, and then we're gonna reconvene next weekend. I want to see if there's like something else that I do want to focus on, because yeah, like there was a diet. I could show you guys every single meal that I eat, but that's honestly like unrealistic. It's just something that I worked on myself like off camera. I wanted to start journaling, but I'm not gonna do it every day. I'm gonna do it like every single week, so every single Sunday that's what I do. I'm also not gonna like document that because it's like once a week. But yeah, so I do not know if there's gonna be something else, but then I do want to like finish all these things that I'm gonna like add, and then like come back a month later and see, okay, how do I feel, you know? How do these changes, like how have these changes impacted my life? Very close to 1 a.m, so we're gonna go to bed. Good night, and I'll see you guys, well, I'll see you guys tomorrow, but I'll chat with you guys next Sunday. So let's talk about my sleeping. I just want to apologize if my hair looks a little crusty. Tomorrow's hair wash day, so she's not like super pretty. That's why she just like clips up and like out of my face. I tend to like severely like, not overline, but I can't think of another word, but basically like overline with lip mask at night. So if my face looks a little bit funky, that's what it is. Basically for this past week, I wanted to try to get as much sleep as possible. I mean, I wasn't sleeping like 3 hours, but I was sleeping maybe like 5 hours, which isn't like that much on average per night, 5 to 6. So trying to push it to 7 was like a little hard. Like some days I got to 8, which was great. Most days I did stay around 6, but I feel like it's just because that's what my body's used to. Obviously my body needs like more than like 5-6 hours, but I saw that like throughout the week I was like sleeping for longer, and I was waking up like by myself. I was waking up feeling rested and feeling just good and at peace, which I didn't exactly feel before, even if I would sleep for like long. So I'm definitely like waking up feeling so much better. Honestly, all these like little things combine. Literally the gratitude journal, the like reading a nonfiction book, meditating, and then on top of that adding like a little bit of physical exercise and water. And now with sleep, I generally like it might just be a little placebo, but I generally do feel a difference. So I like where this is going. I was like thinking of like, what's this like one singular thing we can change next week? But as I mentioned like the previous week, there's a few things that I do want to do, but it's like I can't really, you know, I can't really like vlog it because it'd be like once a week. It's just like hard to manage, right? I was thinking that like all of those things I'm going to start from now on, and then we're going to come back. I was like thinking about when do I want to come back. I think I mentioned maybe a week or two ago we're going to be doing a month, but I really like, I don't know, I just felt like let's do this for like a couple of months. You know, obviously the song like go crazy, but maybe like 3 months, you know, like how I changed my life in 90 days, because I feel like at that point we'd actually see, or I like actually feel a change, you know? So I think I'm gonna kind of like log off from this video for a while, come back in like 90 days. I feel like at this point it'd probably be close to the new year. So honestly, I feel like that would be a perfect time to bring this video out. If you're watching this around New Year's, I hope that this kind of like gives you motivation to like do better, and it really shows you like, yes, you can change your habits. Like it's very possible, but not all at once, because I feel like the reason why it's not so hard for me is because I'm literally changing one thing every single week, and I'm just building off of that. So it's like, it's very like smooth sailing. And the few things that I add now, it's like basically eating much better, but it's like subconsciously I was like eating better already, because I was like, I am changing all of this, like let me just like eat better also. So I definitely do want to be careful with what I'm eating. In terms of weekly things, I do want to do a weekly like skincare like skincare detox, but just like basically exfoliating and just like really like doing face masks and stuff like that. I mean, I'm pretty on top of my skincare, but it's like sometimes I do get lazy and I miss a few steps, but I'm like, no, do like every single step. But again, that's something that I'm not really gonna vlog. Also my like journaling, you know, it's like these small things that it's not fun to vlog. There's no point in vlogging, but those things like would make a difference. I'm gonna add that. I'm gonna try to maintain everything that I did for the next 90 days, and then we'll reconvene in 90 days and see just how I'm feeling. Yeah, I've never done a video like this, so it feels like so weird being like, hey, I'm gonna come back to this footage in like literally 3 months. Let's see what my thoughts, feelings, comments, concerns are in 90 days. Okay, so we are currently 3 months later, and we're just gonna talk about what has changed. So obviously everything that I started implementing all continued. Honestly, was I able to maintain it every single day? No, but I feel like it's because my life was so busy with like school and everything. It was hard, but I was always like conscious of it, always mindful of it. I always put in an effort, and I feel like that's what matters. Like even though I was not able to be consistent every single day, it was really like the thought that counted. And I definitely feel like it's the whole change in mentality, because when I want to go into it, I can go into it right now. And it's like when I wasn't super busy at school, I could like jump back into these habits and this like routine, this like lifestyle, because it was like ingrained into my head. It was like learned, it was like normal, you know? So I like, that's something that I did notice that I didn't really expect, but I guess it makes sense, because like once you do something so often that it's a routine, like even if one day you like fall off the wagon, you could still get back in like very, very easily. I think the thing that was the hardest for me was like journaling every single Sunday. Sometimes it couldn't always be Sunday, so I would do it like Monday, Tuesday, but if I wasn't able to do it Monday, Tuesday, I would just like skip for the week. That was something that, you know, ideally would not have happened, but again, I got so busy. So I feel like moving on from here, I was like, I'm really gonna schedule my time and be like very, very strict with my Sunday routine, because Sundays is my day for like just the full body shower, for like the full skincare thing, the journaling and everything. So really, like towards the end of this like process, I was like set aside like more time, like the full hour on Sunday nights, and that did help me. Obviously, if I'm not home, it's like hard, but I feel like Sunday night is the best night because I'm always like home to wash my hair before the week starts. So that's a little adjustment that I made. In terms of like gratitude and meditation, I was super consistent. It's more the morning meditations that I found a little bit hard at times. Sometimes instead of doing 10 minutes, I would go on to 5, which I was like, it's better than nothing. If I could not even give myself 5 minutes in the shower, I would just like do breathing exercises. So it's like, it's not exactly meditation, but it's like close enough, you know? I was always trying to find some sort of like compromise. And then my daily gratitude, if I wasn't able to like write in my journal while I was like waiting in line for my coffee, I would type in my phone. You know, I always try to find like a certain way to implement these things. Honestly, the hardest thing was drinking the water, because when I'm at school, I drink a lot of coffee in the morning and then I do my matcha in the afternoon, or like some sort of tea, and it was so hard to just, you know, be conscious of drinking water. I don't know what it was, but I like basically forgot to drink water. So my rule later on was like, okay, finish an entire bottle of water, then have a coffee. Then you have to finish at least one bottle before you can go for your like afternoon tea, London fog, like whatever. And that did help. Like obviously that's something I didn't really think of. I thought that would be the easiest thing, but like no. In terms of diet, that actually wasn't like that hard. Obviously, I'm out of the house like every single day, so I eat out pretty often, but I'm like very picky with what I eat. And it's like I don't eat like fast food that's like super greasy. I go for like salads, go for more like bowls, more for healthy things, and I try to eat home as like much as I can. So that was something that I really did try to push myself for, because obviously sometimes you're like, I've never grown up with fast food, I guess, which is like unhealthy fast food. And so it's been like more healthy fast food. So I've never had that craving like constantly. But obviously sometimes I'm just like, I could really go for fries, but I'm like, no, you know, like grab a salad and you can get like something small on the side as like a little treat. You know, so I was like, don't get fries, get like a little pastry when you go get to like your afternoon tea. That was my compromise. And that honestly really works for me. Like obviously I'm not gonna like, you know, like stop myself from like eating like comfort food, but it was always like, okay, you know, do you really want it, or is it just like eating your feelings, you know? Because I always try like not to eat my feelings with comfort food unless it was like something really big. I was like, okay, like this is something valid. But I feel like I was able to like look at situations, be like, okay, this thing, honestly, it's really not that bad. Just go buy yourself like a pastry or like a cookie and like you'll be fine. Versus, no, this is like literally the end of the world. Have your like greasy like fries, you know? In terms of like sleeping, honestly, I did realize that I don't sleep 8 hours, but I wake up naturally so often, and I wake up feeling rested, which I feel like is more important. Like, yes, technically, we do need like a certain amount of hours of sleep, but I feel like if I can wake up by myself like consistently around the same time, and I genuinely feel super rested, I have energy throughout the day, I feel like that's fine. For me, that's like 6.5 hours. So it's like a little bit more than what I was doing before, but it's like before I would get like super tired after like a while. Now I'm like pretty consistent, pretty fine. So that has been working for me, and it's good because I don't go to bed like super like late or early. I go to bed at I feel like a very reasonable time, but like I wake up early, so I like start my day sooner, so I like end my day sooner, and like I'm obviously tired. I'm not gonna do like actual work, so I have time to like carve out this like nighttime routine, you know? I feel like definitely the hardest thing was the exercise. But obviously wearing my Apple Watch, it kind of like forced me to take walks more. And I was like, if I can go into the gym, at least like go for a walk. Like I really forced myself to basically take like the long routes when I was like going to like coffee shops to grab lunch, or it's like at school I was like take the escalators and like walk literally whenever you can walk. Even if I'm on like the 10th floor, I was like walk, because it adds up, you know, like you're going like uphill at an incline, it honestly adds up. So doing that, I realized that it helps me close my circles. Because obviously, you know, like if it's like snowing outside, it's like winter, or it's like pouring, you don't want to walk outside. So I tried to walk as much as possible, and I was able to close my circles most days. I feel like on average I was going to the gym like once or twice a week, which like it's not the best, but I always like force myself to like have some movement. Like I knew that if I was gonna sit down and like grind for the entire day, I was like, okay, every single hour, every single 2 hours, literally take a 5 minute like break where you just walk around, you know, like go down the stairs, go outside, literally go around the block once and come back up. That really helps not only attain my move goal for the day, but it's like literally just clear my head to come back fresh, to be able to be concentrated. It gives you perspective. That's all I could say. It like takes you out of this like stress bubble. You can breathe and you're like, okay, we're coming in it with like a clear mind. So that is how I kind of like incorporated that in these past few months. And I feel like that's pretty much it. So, you know, like obviously I did not maintain these things like every single day. I wasn't like super strict for myself. I started these habits and I was like, how do I make them work for me? How do I personalize them to myself? And I feel like that's why so many people can't keep their habits, because they're like, okay, what's like the norm? What does like everyone do? It's not like, okay, how do I tailor things to me? So I really like that I did this because I was able to do a trial and error. Obviously it took 3 months, so it's not like a super fast thing, but I honestly really recommend, and that's why I'm actually so happy that this video is like coming out around the New Year's, because it shows you like, okay, it's not that easy to like actually change your life and like build habits, but literally all the baby steps that you take, you're gonna look back in like a month, 2 months, 3 months, 6 months, a year, and you're gonna be like, wow, I don't even recognize that person anymore. And I feel like bringing it out this time, it's like when we're all motivated, when we all have our resolutions, we want to do better, but most times we don't know exactly how to do better. This is literally your motivation to be like, it's gonna be hard, there are gonna be ups and downs, but literally just power through, do as well as you can, find out what works for you. So in 3 months, when you look back on your progress from like January, in the summer, when you look back, you're gonna be like, wow, I'm so happy that I started, because me now versus day one, there's such a big difference. And I'm only here right now because I took that initial first step, despite it being hard, despite like all the problems that I knew I was gonna face. I took that first step and I have no regrets. So that's pretty much all that I wanted to say. I hope that you guys enjoyed today's video. It's very different from what I've like ever filmed, because I feel like the closest thing I've done to something like this was like a reading vlog, when I didn't read the books like back to back, so it was like very spaced out. But it doesn't feel the same because I didn't go like cold turkey and like not turn my camera on, you know? I mean, obviously I turned my camera on for other videos, but it's like cold turkey with like this video. Never done this before, but I actually really like it, because even like looking back at my footage when I started editing, I don't know if I'm just being like absolutely delusional, but it's like I feel a difference. You know, I just like look at myself and I'm like, wow. I mean, it did help that I kind of like changed a few things and I did lose a bit of weight. But it's like, I look at myself and I'm like, wow, you're literally a completely different person. And this wasn't even that long ago. So yeah, it was like, it shocked me. It honestly like really shocked me. But once again, I hope you guys really enjoyed today's video. I hope it like, you know, it's motivating you. It's helping you like want to do better. If you enjoyed, definitely hit the subscribe button. I don't know what else I can bring out that's kind of like this like motivational, like let's do better content. Like I've always been drawn to it, and I always feel like I am that voice for like people in my life, and I've been told that I do inspire and motivate people. So I wanted to bring that onto YouTube, but I don't know how to. So obviously this video was kind of like me trying to like find my path in this like space. But yeah, let me know if there's like anything you guys want me to like touch on, want me to talk about. If you want like a full routine of like whatever, definitely let me know. And you know, leave a thumbs up so I know that you enjoyed this type of videos. All my socials are down below, my TikTok, Instagram, and Goodreads. But yeah, that's gonna be all for me today. So stay safe, protect your vibe, and I'll see you all next time. Bye guys!